Okay, y'all come in, hit the like, hit the share button. 10 we are getting, when I say we, Mississippians, I don't know how people are doing in Alabama, and I have to make sure that I look at the right camera because I am live streaming from a different camera, but I have to make this quick because, let me see if I need to put my mic a little closer. Usually my mic is not showing. The weather is bad outside, so and it is a little late than what I normally live stream, but I did get caught in the weather, and so the live stream is a little late. But again, come in, drop your city and state or your country. Let me know where you are tuning in from, what part of the world. And I have to make sure I look at this camera, not that camera, because I'm live streaming on a different camera. So let's get this in. William, I think Ruto has urged his citizens to get rid of the United States dollar soon because the dollar will be worthless. I felt like this was worth live streaming about. So Kenyan president again recommends his citizens who hold the U.S. dollars to get rid of them. The market will change within a very few weeks. I have been telling you all about central banks, digital currencies that's coming. And so this is what they're going to do. The president of Kenya announced this today, March 25th, that all citizens should get rid of any of their U.S. dollars that they may be holding because it will be worth less. And just within weeks, I've been telling you all about central banks, digital currencies that's coming. Some people might not even know that the switch has been flipped and will be operating in July off of a CBDC, central banks digital currency. They may not even be aware of it. All they know is they're using their credit cards and debit cards. And if they're not woke or educated or informed about what will happen, they will just notice those changes. And so, except when they have to use the physical dollar. Hello, Courtney King from ATL. I'm so glad you are rocking with me because it is 11:16 p.m. in the ATL. I hope your weather there is a lot better than ours. And so, yes, he's serving as the fifth current president of Kenya since 2022. And he's warning his citizens, those who are, this is his quote directly, those who are holding US dollar, you surely might go into losses. And so you better do what you have to do because this market will be different in a couple of weeks. I'm going to show you all the actual video so you don't think that this is a rumor that has been circulating around. I also want you to know there are 142 countries around the world that have already secretly agreed to do what they call Operation Sandman. I'm going to put this in a comment. I want you to do your research, do your own research, do your own Google, because I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just giving you the money moves. If you can see in my background, millionaire moves. There are so many people that's taking this lightly. There are so many people that are just they're being they're not being proactive, right? They're not being proactive. They're going to be reactive. They're taking this very lightly. They have April, May, and June possibly to try to prepare as much as they can. Because if this president is informing his citizens, his people, that you need to dump the U.S. dollars, they have decided to accept what's called the shilling. So this is Operation Sandman. 142 countries that currency on having all of the 42 countries, right, that will dump the US dollar currency on the same day and refuse to continue to accept it for payment and trade. In fact, let me show you all the video. You don't have to just take my word for it. I can show it to you and you can see for yourself. Hello, Mr. Roger. Hello to you. I think tuning in from South Carolina, and John, the 411. Yes, I'm dropping the 411 right now. So let's share this and let me get off of this live stream as quick as I can. And to you all that's saying hello, I'm not ignoring you. I will highlight your name But people watched the replay and it was like, I wish she would have just stayed focused on what she was talking about. They don't like the interruption of me stopping and saying hello. So I'll just give you a digital hello as you come in. But I like to give perks to the people that catch the live stream. And I like to give them attention, right? You did come on live. And so you get a little bit more attention. Okay, North Carolina, hello. Nicole, hello to you. Thank you for tuning in from Facebook. So let's listen in.
For the people who work numbers, I am giving you free advice that those of you who are holding dollars, you surely might go into losses. You better do what you must do, because this market is going to be different in a couple of weeks.
I'm definitely going to replay that again. He said, do what you do if you hold it. And he specifically said US dollars. This market is going to be different in a couple of weeks. So I decided to look up their new payment system of the money that the skilling, if I'm pronouncing it, the British coin, I'll say it that way, that is made from silver. And, this is what they are currently going to accept. They're dumping the US dollars. Again, you all look up Operation Sandman, right? Operation Sandman. And yeah, he said it's going to be ugly and a lot of casualties. I just want to know before I replay this video again, if I have any military people that's tuning in live right now, because sometimes military people, they become overly aggressive, I think, for lack of better terms, about, oh no, these countries will not dump the US dollar ever. It'll be war. Yes, it will be World War III. I do not see the United States going away quietly. However, this is pretty much already a done deal. This is not something that might happen, that should not happen. And in fact, if I decide to share this video with you, if the weather doesn't get any worse while I'm live streaming, after you watch this video about Africa on TED Talks, I am in total agreement with any country that dumps the US dollar. Now, I did not say I'm not happy being a United States citizen, or I'm not happy with the United States. I did not say that. Do not say I said that. I said I am in total agreement of any country that dumps the United States dollar, that is receiving, as this other video that I want to show you will specify, receiving their diamonds, golden diamonds, their commodities, while they are accepting and receiving colored paper. So that's another video. And this is Kenya president. What country? This is in Kenya. The president of Kenya is telling his citizens to dump the United States dollar, the Republic of Kenya. So let's play that again.
For the people who work numbers, I am giving you free advice that those of you who are holding dollars, you surely might go into losses. You better do what you must do, because this market is going to be different in a couple of weeks.
And so I have been faithfully live streaming for a long time, as long as I have the energy, right, to hit that go live button, informing you all about the same thing. And, this is the call being made on the basis of the deferment of the payment of oil, right? Operation, look it up, 142 countries. Operation Sandman, 142 countries. And this is why I have not only been, highly advising people to get physical silver. I had someone to send me a text message today and say, I purchased that physical silver off of your website. And I said, well, congratulations to you, because you didn't do that. That didn't benefit me. That was a benefit to you. That was a benefit to you. That was something that's positioning you to get better. Because those people that are holding on to the dollar and hoarding it and not putting into real money, sound money, and not putting into income producing asset, and what will be the next wave of money, which will mix um, digital money, digital dollars with old money that's not getting into sound cryptocurrencies. People, it is time out for these meme coins. It's time out for these pump and dumps. It's time out for getting in network marketing businesses that have these cryptocurrencies and you can't cash out your wallet. Right. Every time you cash out, they give you a bigger fee, and you don't even know how to take the money out. And so I did some work, some research on the skilling, I think shillings and it does have a makeup of silver. And so this can be 20.33 grams of silver, 12 denarii or the pennies. And this is what they are saying, the president of Kenya, that they will accept for payment, right? And again, it makes sense because their oil is a commodity, so they should have commodity in exchange, not paper monopoly money, or as Robert Kiyosaki would say toilet paper, toilet paper. So within a couple of weeks, and the country's finance minister made this announcement that they will not be accepting ones and zeros in a bank computer as actual payment for their real goods. So everything is about real goods, real commodities. Now, those countries that they realize, and I'm going to show you all this in black and white. Let me enlarge this so you can see for yourself, right? See for yourself. Hello, DNA. Hello, Rob. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Hello, Miss Weeks. Glad you caught the live as well. And Miss Judith Stanley. I'm glad you all caught the live stream as well. And Rob is already in the crypto connected to commodities. I've also been telling people that because it's one thing to purchase copper and physical silver, right? And most people, they're only planning for copper and physical silver is to cash it back in, go to a pawn shop, go to a broker, and get back into government system. The whole purpose of that is to have something that's outside of the system. Like Bitcoin is the people's money. It cannot be manipulated, stolen, or seized. It cannot be controlled by a central government, a third party. It bypasses the middleman. And so a lot of people are still not getting the concept. That thing is, I want to get something that's equitable, right? Like silver, like copper. And then I want to cash it out at my pawn shop or my brokerage so I can get back government's money, get back into the fiat system. And this is why people like Rob that have income producing assets, that have crypto that are backed and linked to these commodities as well, will never have to get in government system. He can liquidate his crypto commodity because it is continuity crypto flow, not cash flow. It's perpetual income. And he will always have it replenishing and refilling automatically. That's the power, right? And let me say this because I read an email today. Someone asked me, Queen, do you still do credit repair? And the answer to that is no, I don't. Right? You got some people that want their credit fixed in 2 hours. I don't have time for that mindset. However, when I did it, I was great. And I got results and bankruptcies and charge-offs and inquiries, all of that off of credit card. Any difficult thing that you can imagine, repossessions, all of that. So I hang my crown that I was also the queen of credit, but I'm no longer operating on that level, and I no longer want to endure that stress level from people, right, that want to just sabotage their credit and want it fixed like yesterday, right? But I can link you to a company that does it. I don't want that stress, but I know a company that promotes their services. You can go to millionmoves.com and check that out. But my point is, to me, these are just some eye-opening things that I don't think people are not grasping mentally. Is not making a mental connect, and I don't understand it, right? Maybe it's not for me to understand, maybe for some people to understand, right? But why would a company tell you to fix your credit, right? Fix your credit, get a high credit score, and then sell you the dream of now you can go buy a home at 2 or 3% interest, right? A home is not an asset. There's nothing wrong with wanting a house. I used to live in an apartment. I got tired of hearing everything that was going on up top of me from whoever lived above me in the apartment to beneath me. I got tired of that noise. I got tired of climbing stairs on my groceries, to put groceries up and just going back and forth and up and down and back. I got time. I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of that. And I'm a real outdoor person. So, I wanted to be able to go out and be in my yard and have some space. So I got a home. But this is the thing. I got the house after the 2008 housing market crash. I still have the house. I have 6 figures of equity built into my house. I learned how to take my house and turn it and flip it into a home-based business and have over 470 tax deductions. I learned how to hire my daughter to work in the business and get up to $12,000 back from the government. I learned how to take this room and the square footage of it and get money back. I learned how to make my house an asset and not a liability, right? I learned how to make passive income flow back to me through my house, because if you get a home, that's fine. But let me tell you this, if you do nothing different with your mortgage on that house, whether it's a 15-year or a 30-year, you're going to pay back triple the amount of the loan. That makes your house a liability, not an asset, right? An asset is anything that pays you, that put money into your pocket. A liability is anything that you have to take money out of your pocket. And someone told me, well, my house is free and clear. Queen, I don't have a mortgage. I said, yeah, you still have property taxes. If you think it's free and clear, don't have a way to pay those property taxes. Or better yet, let the government want that land that your house is on, or that area or that neighborhood, and see how much they increase the property taxes to price you out, right? So, for example, you take out $150,000 loan for a house, you probably can never find a house that low cost, but you're going to pay back almost $300,000. And this is the financial education that people are not getting, and they're not understanding, or they're not coming to the realization. So I said that to say this. So you have these companies that promote credit repair, and then they say at the same time, eliminate debt, eliminate debt. Get out of that bad debt. Nothing wrong with that. But as much as they're educating you and fixing and upgrading your credit or improving it, the same thing they're sending a sign or message to only use and leverage their credit to get liabilities. Get your car, right? Become your own bank. Then they tell you become your own bank and to take out a loan against cash money. Well, cash is not valuable anymore. It's the lowest yielding. It is an asset because it can purchase your essential items. It can, give you food, give you groceries, pay your bills. But this is the time value of money, meaning that the only reason why anyone should use banks is to pay their bills. And people don't realize this. So why not fix your credit and then show you how to leverage your credit to get assets? See, I graduated out of college in 2001. I had a Discover card that I got from college. College student, never owned a credit card. But for some reason, I was, disciplined with my credit card. I knew that it had to be paid every month, whatever I spent. And an opportunity came for me to purchase a 3-bedroom home that my ex-principal at the high school that I attended used to live in. So it's a very nice home, right? A very middle-class income home with a patio, $5,000. And I did not have a job when I graduated college. I was looking for a job. I didn't have a job. Did not have $5,000 to my name, but I had that credit card. And it was a Discover credit card. And I discovered that I could get assets with my credit. So what did I do? I had a cashier's check attached to the card. I paid it in order to myself, right? You have those checks that comes with your credit card, or they used to. I don't know if they do anymore. And it's 0% balance transfer checks. I paid it to myself, put $5,000 in it, and then I negotiated with the people that helped me renovate that house. That I did not have the money then to pay them for their services, but upon the sale, I will pay them this X amount of dollars and more. We negotiated that contract. And so the reason why most people don't leverage their credit and most people don't think outside the box, like, have you ever asked yourself, and some people are so, I think, religion, I'll say that word, and they are so emotionally socialized, tied to a network marketing company that they don't even see they are not preparing themselves for what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks financially. They are so religified either to an organization or institution or a network marketing company, right? There's a definition for insanity, and that definition is doing the same thing and expecting different results. That works with religion as well. And religion is not just in the church building. It can be to your way of thinking, right? It can be to your network marketing business that is not really positioning you for this wealth transfer. You like your friends that's associated with it instead of taking care of your family and taking care of your business. Nothing wrong with liking your network. But if they are not preparing you, right, if they're going to fix your credit, why not tell you how to leverage that credit to get assets? Instead of saying, oh yeah, we fix your credit, and listen, this person was able to get a house at 2% interest. Your house is not an asset. You can turn your house into an asset, but it's not an asset. An asset is anything that makes you money, whether you work for it or not. What's the difference? If I'm going to give you an 800 credit score, why not tell you how to take that credit score and get residual or passive income with it versus saying your testimony is that you just bought a house that you're going to pay 3x the amount of the interest on, no matter if it is a 2% interest locked in, fixed rates. And how to now get income producing assets. So back to the topic, that was just my spiel because, I was thinking and meditating about credit today and how people are, they will not think for themselves. They want excitement. They want the belief. They want the hope. Well, hope is not a strategy. I know Jesse Jackson said that in the 80s, keep hope alive. But let me tell you something, people, hope is not a strategy. It's not a strategy. Is what you're doing now working? Do you have income producing assets? Or you just don't, I made a post today. I don't know why religious people even get on my live stream. I don't even agree with religion. Religion is saying religious quotes and religious things and not taking the right actions behind it. It's having hope without a plan. It's never manifesting. It's never changing. It's walking in something excited, but then you're walking in the wrong. Like Martin Luther King said, I feel like I led my people into a burning building. Let me say this real quick because I'm still on credit. Right? I had to get this out. Right. I'm still on credit. Right. Now, with this being said, someone says my voice, I need to change my mic. Maybe let me check my settings. And audio. Let's see. Thank you for telling me. Nobody else said that. Mic. Let's see. Where is this microphone? All right. Let me know if that's different. If it's not different, then, if it's not different, then go on somebody else's live stream. I'm not going to get distracted on this. Go, somebody else live streamed it, the voices. So I hope that helps. But I'm saying this, Martin Luther King found out the cost of religion. And he said, I felt like I led my people into a burning building. Thank you. Thank you. It's just some negative people. You see how people are negative? See, that's why most people can't get ahead. They are so negative. Like, I don't have to be live streaming this late at night to help you and give you this announcement about what's happening. Some people are so negative. They are so negative. They're so negative that if everything is going peaceful in their lives, they'll find something to complain about. They'll find negativity. And I don't even know why these people come to my page, because that's not who I am. But it's just distracted. So, now that little comment made me just lost my train of thought that I was going to say about credit. Oh, here it goes. It's back. Thank you all. Thank you all. Let's get rich and load up. What's Operation Sandman? Research it and Google it, please. Research it and Google it. All right. So with that being said, it is easier, people, to make a lot of money in a short period of time than a little money in a long period of time. Let me say that. I'm making my spiel on credit. Right? I got you, H. H said, don't watch the comments unless it's me. It is easier to make a lot of money in a short period of time than a little money in a long period of time. How is that, Queen? Well, you know what? When you get paid, if you work a job, you're only bringing home 40% of your paycheck. So you're on the 40-40-40 plan. Well, how am I bringing 40% home my paycheck, Queen? I'm glad you asked. Well, by the time you get taxes taken out, the government takes approximately, right, 20, 15, 30% federal. And if you live in a state that taxes you, Florida, and I think Texas is state tax free. But so the government tax you, and then you have your insurances that come out. I hope you do. Health insurance, vision insurance, life insurance, right? I hope you have AFLAC, short-term disability insurance. So you only bring home 40% of your paycheck. Now, I help people get that money back from the government. If they want help, I assist people so they can bring in more. And that has helped people bring in an extra every pay period, $600 to maybe $1,400 per paycheck, right? By doing a paycheck pay raise where experts analyze your paycheck and see if you're overpaying in your federal taxes. You can go to milliemoves.com and I'm on the other camera and you can find that information there. So you bring home 40% of your paycheck. You work 40 hours a week and you do that for 40 years only to retire broke again. My heart went out when I saw elderly people, at Walmart. And those jobs are priced out now. You don't even see elderly greeters anymore at Walmart. They're not paying them anymore, but they are barely standing upright. And they have to say, welcome to Walmart, because their pension and 401k is not paying enough. And speaking of 401k, a lot of people 401k is going to crash. Stocks, bond, and the real estate market, when this currency system reset, is going to crash. It's all going to be included. And so Operation Sandman is, for the people that just got in, is the 142 countries around the world that have secretly agreed to what they call Operation Sandman. And they're saying this is a rumor, however, Operation Sandman will put the US dollar to sleep by having all 142 countries, right, repudiate the currency on the same day. So they have decided to dump the US dollar on the same day, 142 countries on the same day, and they refuse to continue accepting its payment and trade. So countries around the world will begin planning this when they witnessed that the then Democrat-controlled U.S. Congress go on spending spree on several $1 trillion on the omnibus bills, these countries realize there is nothing backing the value of the United States dollars. And people, let me tell you something. These countries have realized this a long, long time ago. A long time ago. That is alarming. Thank you, Texas bookkeeping lady. What a beautiful profile picture. The date on this, well, I think you all are coming in late, so I'll just replay the video. But the president of Kenya made a very short video and alarmed its citizens that you need to get out of the US dollars. This is coming in the next couple of weeks. Now, we know, if you've been following me, that it says retaliation against the people should be swift, which will be a new currency system in crypto. Have you all noticed that you're hearing the verbiage of ripple effect being used a lot, especially in banking, right? The word ripple effect, right? You got XRP and the Ripple Net technology. And so the verbiage are clues. So countries around the world will actually plan on to stop accepting the United States dollar as payment. So we won't be able to buy anything because it's all made overseas right now, people. I want you. And they said this will happen within a couple of weeks. So for the people that just came in, I'm going to replay. This is only a 20-second video. So you can hear the announcement and be more informed yourself. And I'm just not an XRP person, but, because, Ripple Net can be used and not XRP. Ripple, the technology, and XRP are two different things. Most people don't know that. And Ripple, the technology, is only available to, let's see, what do they call it? Sophisticated investors, right? So, Ripple will be more of a ripple effect, in my opinion, than XRP. But yes, I do hold and have and own some XRP. So I'm not against it. I'm not giving financial advice about it either, but I do believe it can go either way. And that's why I have cryptocurrencies that are linked and connected to real world commodities, as well as Bitcoin that is already deemed a commodity. The government finished up the US. Yeah, pretty much finished up. So let's listen in.
For the people who work numbers, I am giving you free advice that those of you who are holding dollars, you surely might go into losses. You better do what you must do, because this market is going to be different in a couple of weeks.
So a couple of weeks. I also have been informing you all about central banks' digital dollar. They will accept the shilling, which is have grams of silver in it. Right now, they're not saying that they're going to accept anything that's digitally right now. According to Kenya, they will accept shillings or skilling. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. You can also Google and research that. And then we also, because I think some of you all are new to my channel, so I want to also share this with you. The central bank's digital currency, the FedNow coin, they have already, when I say they, that's the government, have already announced that will happen in July as well. Listen, I have got to have some bots on this live stream. People ask me, when did this happen? It was announced today. I've said this several times. Are we just in shock? We should not be in shock. Like, we should know about the BRICS nation. We should. That was announced today. Breaking news from Kenya. This, however, was announced last year and re-announced again. And this month, let me see. Like, my screen it was announced today. There's not old news. This has been announced since last year. The FedNow coin is happening. They've been saying this since last year that I know of. And it's, Biden has already signed an executive order for this to happen. Central bank's digital currency, where they're going to know every amount that you spend. No more cheating out of your tax returns in the IRS. That's why they added more IRS agents last year. And the Federal Reserve officially has made this announcement that the launch of its FedNow, which is also, you can call it Biden Bucks, central bank's digital currency, it will take place in July, following the formal certification of participants, which is scheduled to begin. This will begin as early as next week, April. So FedNow was developing an effort to create a platform of providing instant payment for services institution nationwide. And this is why getting out of the system so you can have alternative cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin, right? So in June, the official launch, the Federal Reserve and our certified participants, this will happen in June as well, will do a readiness and network of experience or experience. So more excited about the Fed launch, and it will be enabled in every financial institution. Why do you think that the banks are having their issues right now with these bank runs and banks collapsing and Silicon Valley and blah, 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 right? You heard rumors. My head's been in the sand. Okay. Operation. I think Iraq joined BRICS. These banks need ODL, on demand. Exactly. Grant. They need on demand liquidity. They're just going to shift the CBDCs to the banks, to the Goldman Sachs, to the JP Morgan and Chase, to the Bank of Americas, to the larger banks, and the smaller commercial banks that a lot of United States citizens is doing business with. They're going to go out of business. They're going to go away, right? Because they're not going to be able to handle the upgraded technology. This is why you have Silicon Valley Bank that was really on an old technology system, the 16th largest bank, right? That was on an old technology system. It had to go down, right? 16th largest bank. It had to go down, really when it did, because they're changing their technology in crypto to artificial intelligence technology. I'm not, Iraq may have joined BRICS. I know right now it's Russia, India, Brazil, South Africa, and Saudi Arabia. Also, again, Operation Sandman is 142 countries that's going to dump the dollar. But also, there's rumor that Mexico is already on it as well. And I agree. We're going to see World War III. United States is just not going to let this happen peacefully, but it's going to happen. But it's going to be a commodities war. Nikki, thank you for the positiveness. Nikki Praise, thank you for the positive. So again, just so for some of you all that are now coming in late, right? This was announced by Kenya's president today to warn his citizens today to get out of the United States dollar, right? He's highly recommending it, and the market will change in a few weeks. And as such, I am also highly recommending this to you all. The FedNow, the Biden bus, the digital dollars, the CBDC is an alternative to blockchain technology. It is not blockchain, right? It will come with a lot of control. It will come with a lot of restrictions. Like you may not even be able to purchase physical silver. That purchase may be denied. You may not even be able to purchase Bitcoin, right? That purchase will be denied. And again, Bitcoin is blockchain technology. It is not going anywhere. It is not going anywhere. if you have money in the bank when they switch to CBDC, it will not be a 1-for-1 swap. Yeah, customers. But right now, like the Silicon Valley multimillionaires that lost 75% in cash overnight. You know, sometimes people talk about Bitcoin is dangerous. Well, Bitcoin's never dumped 75%. For example, if a person had $1 million, right? If they had $1 million in the Silicon Valley Bank, and the federal FDIC only insured 250,000, they was 75%, short. That's a 75% loss. And as banks crash, Bitcoin particular will rise. Now, why Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin is the only deemed. Now they're trying to go back and forth and say that Ethereum is not a commodity, but Ethereum is not going anywhere. They're bringing up that Ethereum might not be a commodity. Maybe they're trying to get some people to sell it. That's the reason why the XRP lawsuit is going on, because they're trying to debate if XRP is a commodity or a security. They're debating that if owning XRP is like owning stocks, right? Or if owning a part of RippleNet is like owning a stock, right? And so right now, XRP, you cannot trade XRP, for example, for any other type crypto. So that would make it a security and not a commodity. It's just like if you went to Apple with a Samsung phone or product and say, hey, I want to trade in Samsung for this Apple phone. No, Apple say you got to give me Apple for Apple. And Samsung say you got to give me Samsung for Samsung. So this is the reason of going to court, because like Bitcoin, you can have Bitcoin and you can convert it in, you can trade it in for any other crypto. A commodity is defined as a basic good used in commerce that's interchangeable with other goods of the same type. And this is why these countries are dumping the United States dollar, because they're like, we're giving you our commodities and you're giving us monopoly money. And we're tired of it. And we're not going to accept your depreciating cash anymore for our real currency system. In fact, I have a video that I want to show you all on that. And let me read these comments. It's absolutely total control, similar. Yeah, it's going to be, and a lot of people are still operating in the old system of FICO, credit repair. They're not updated about the FICO 10 and FICO 10T. They're not updated about the social credit scoring that will come with this, and the control mechanism of having the CBDCs. And they don't understand that Bitcoin, crypto commodities, and silver and gold also is to get you outside the system, not so you can cash back in the system. So let's listen to this TED Talk. This is going to shed a whole lot more light on the situation as well. This is like a 4-minute video. Let me pull that up. And I just had it up. I wish I can play. I also recommend that you all go to Vlad, VLAD, and listen to the interviews. Vlad has broken down a lot of short clips of interviews with Robert Kiyosaki. So I definitely recommend that you listen to those short clips and videos. He gives his education, financial education about Bitcoin. He says it's not really Bitcoin, it is the blockchain technology. I have some crypto commodities I want you all to stick around with to see as well. They are based upon the likeliness of Bitcoin, except you can get in now under a penny or a fraction of a penny. How many of you all would have purchased Bitcoin when it was a fraction of a penny or under a penny? Well, if that was you, I'm going to show you an opportunity where you can still do that with some cryptocurrencies that have the likeness and the likeness and the commodity that Bitcoin has already deemed, right? I saw that he was talking. Yeah, those are some great interviews. But let me show you this. Share my screen. And listen in and listen close.
One thing that keeps me puzzled, despite having studied finance and economics at the world's best universities, the following question remains unanswered. Why is it that 5,000 units of our currency is worth 1 unit of your currency, where we are the ones with the actual gold reserves? It's quite evident that the aid is in fact not coming from the West to Africa, but from Africa to the Western world. The Western world depends on Africa in every possible way, since alternative resources are scarce out here. So how does the West ensure that the free aid keeps coming? By systematically destabilizing the wealthiest African nations and their systems, and all that backed by huge PR campaigns, leaving the entire world under the impression that Africa is poor and dying and merely surviving on the mercy of the West. Well done, Oxfam, UNICEF, Red Cross, Life Aid, and all the other organizations that continuously run multi-million-dollar advertisement campaigns depicting charity porn to sustain that image of Africa globally. Ad campaigns paid for by innocent people under the impression to help with their donations. While one hand gives under the flashing lights of cameras, the other takes in the shadows. We all know the dollar is worthless, while the euro is merely charged with German intellect and technology, and maybe some Italian pasta. How can one expect donations from nations that have so little? It's super sweet of you to come with your colored paper in exchange for our gold and diamonds. But instead, you should come empty-handed, filled with integrity and honor. We want to share with you our wealth and invite you to share with us. The perception is that a healthy and thriving Africa would not disperse its resources as freely and cheaply, which is logical. Of course, it would instead sell its resources at world market prices, which in turn would destabilize and weaken Western economies, established on the post-colonial free meal system. Last year, the IMF reports that 6 out of 10 of the world's fastest growing economies are in Africa, measured by their GDP growth. The French Treasury, for example, is receiving about $500 billion year in, year out. Foreign exchange reserves from African countries based on colonial debt they forced them to pay. Former French President Jacques Chirac stated in an interview recently that we have to be honest and acknowledge that a big part of the money in our banks comes precisely from the exploitation of the African continent. In 2008, he stated that without Africa, France will slide down in the rank of a third world power. This is what happens in the human world, the world we have created. Have you ever wondered how things work in nature? One would assume that in evolution the fittest survives. However, in nature, any species that is overhunting, overexploiting the resources they depend on as nourishment, natural selection would sooner or later take the predator out.
Now, I'm definitely going to play this again because I like to dissect the video. I just want to get you an opportunity to listen But what she said when I stopped it was that in nature, just like in nature, sooner or later, the predator will be taken out. Now, you know what predator she's talking about, the United States. Other things that she broke down also is the exploitation of Africa, Red Cross, other nonprofits that come in and exploit the poverty, and right, and they give under the lights of the camera, but they take away at the same time. And she said, why should we accept your colored paper for our golden diamonds, for our real money? She also broke down the president of France and the IMF, and that China supplies, I mean, not China, but Africa supplies China and Russia and all the Western civilizations with their rich commodities. So just been exploited on. Empty U.S. banks give back to the motherland. H, where are you from? H is radical. Where are you? H, are you from Houston? H, are you from Houston? Are you? I see the H. I don't know if that stands for Houston. Texas lady, bookkeeping beautiful says right. Former. So V says yep. So let's break this down. This is like one of my favorite videos to watch. I'm going to make a pause and just bring out some things right now, what she's saying this time, right?
One thing that keeps me puzzled, despite having studied finance and economics at the world's best universities, the following question remains unanswered. Why is it that 5,000 units of our currency is worth 1 unit of your currency, where we
Okay, that's the first thing I want to bring out. Why is it that 5,000 units of our currency, right, is worth 1 unit of your currency when we are the ones with the actual gold? Now, why did she say gold right there? Because gold is real money. Gold will be used to reset the currency system. When the CBDC come in, is going to be used gold. Silver is both an industrial and monetary, metal. If you all are new to my channel, I break down the Wizard of Oz and breaking down the silver and the gold standard representation of that, and that the Oz is just, abbreviated for ounces. I'm going to show you all the U.S. debt clock after we break down this video, because everything on the U.S. debt clock has already been reset to zero. From the dollar to oil ratio, to the dollar to silver ratio, to the dollar to gold ratio. So this is why I'm going to show you cryptocurrencies that's linked to crude oil and also linked to physical silver. Notice I'm saying linked and not back. It is a difference, right? Linked means that you can retrieve through the crypto for the physical gold. That is not backed by gold, is linked. So that means having these crypto tokens, you can decide to retrieve them for the physical gold and have the actual gold if you choose. So let's continue to play this.
We are the ones with the actual gold reserves. It's quite evident that the aid is in fact not coming from the West to Africa, but from Africa to the Western world. The Western world depends on Africa in every possible way, since alternative resources are scarce out here. So how does the West ensure that are scarce? The Western world depends on Africa in every possible way.
Now let's look at this graph. It shows, now this is 2009, right? This video is a little age. So this has been in the works for a long time, but this is 2009. It's showing the trade from Africa to China. That's why BRICS and China are in collaboration with one another. So in 2009, and I'm sure it's way more than that now, is 93.6 billion, 708%, where the exports and their commodities were sent. India, 5.6%, 2009% trade is 34 billion. Then you have European Union, 126%, 2.98 billion. And then United States. I can't see the United States graph, right? But you can see United States get the least amount of support from Africa than any other country listed on this graph, right?
In Africa in every possible way, since alternative resources are scarce out here. So how does the West ensure that the free aid keeps coming? By systematically destabilizing the wealthiest African nations and their systems, and all that backed by huge PR campaigns, leaving the entire world under the impression that Africa is poor and dying and merely surviving on the mercy of the West. Well done, Oxfam, UNICEF, Red Cross, Life Aid, and all the other organizations that continuously run multi-million-dollar advertisement campaigns depicting charity porn to sustain that image of Africa globally. Ad campaigns paid for by innocent people under the impression to help with their donations.
Wow, do you see this exploitation? Ad campaigns paid for by innocent people to help with their donations to exploit China, right? I mean, not China, but Africa. We all pitched in. No need to thank us. We're glad to help as long as you don't waste any. People under pressure that they help with the donations. And the G8 gives something back to the motherland. One thing that I will say about these countries that exploit, they believe in karma. They believe in the infinity. They believe that, you know, what you give out, the harm and the hate that you do will come back on them. And so they do things like this, right, to feel like that bad karma won't come back on them. But it still will, because of the ill intentions that they perform these acts in or under. Ezra said, what about the Israel's Emerald City? I'm assuming you're talking about the Wizard of Oz. If you are, can you elaborate on that and let me know if that's exactly what you mean by that? What about Emerald? I don't know exactly what you're meaning by that.
People under the impression to help with their donations. While one hand gives under the flashing lights of cameras, the other takes in the shadows. We all know the dollar is worthless.
Now, you know, I have to pause there. She said, we all know the dollar is worthless, but she said, while one hand gives under the flashing lights, the other hand takes. So what does she mean by that?
We all know the dollar is worthless.
Well, if you look at this comic, right, there's a poor homeless man. That's the United States dollar symbol. That's feeding the hungry. But at the same time, the chainsaw is cutting into the land, to the riches, to the commodity in which the poor man stands upon. So as they give through the Red Cross and these nonprofit big organizations, supposedly, they're taken away by, you know, exchanging the depreciating dollar, the worthless dollar, for the real wealth in their commodity, right? Someone says, I believe in what they have sowed, they will reap, and it won't be pretty. But this is the thing, Team Truth. If people don't prepare, they're going to reap right along with them. See, the politicians, I was going to say publications for some reason, but politicians, they're already putting their money into commodities, right? It's going to hurt the American people that are not prepared. It's going to hurt the American people that still have, you know, cash, or that have very little cash. Is going to create the gap. There's not going to be any more middle class, rich and wealthy, and then the poor working class is going to be, the middle class is going to be totally wiped out. And this is mainly why, because the middle class, they have a comfortability type of mindset. But Warren Buffett said it this way: when the tide goes out, everyone will know who's swimming naked. See, the credit that the middle class uses to buy liabilities and not assets, it gives them the appearance that the middle class is well-to-do, but they have no assets. And people that don't convert their cash into assets, they're going to go down with, no, exactly. And you're going to have some people that's looking for someone to come back and save them. They're going to look for Jesus. They're going to look for the government. They are going to riot. I heard someone say today that you should have the 3 L's, right? Lead, land, and definitely, what was the other L? Lead, land, and was it liquid? Like, your food, your water, and things like that. Because people are going to riot. People are going to be angry. The commodities, that gas and oil prices are going to skyrocket, and groceries. People are going to have a period of frustration because of their preparation, and they're going to be frustrated. And and this is my thing for the religious people, right? And read Matthew 23. Jesus hated religion. And even Jesus said the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, and that violence taken by force, right? Jesus hated religion, just to get the facts straight. And so do I. For the religious people say, oh, it's time for the rapture. Well, you know what? There were famines in the Bible. There were famines in the Bible. And God's people suffered through famine because they were not prepared. What did Joseph do in the famine? He sowed wheat. He did not give people anything. And I'm telling you, if you are a person that's prepared and have converted your cash into commodities that's going to help keep you and your family afloat, it is not your responsibility to take care of people who did not prepare properly. It is not your responsibility to take care of people that saying a rapture is coming. Listen, they could have said in 1930s Great Depression that they felt like that was the rapture time. In fact, during 9/11, they said that was the rapture time. And then in 2008, and it always amazes me. I'm always astonished that people only mention rapture and Jesus returning, right, when financial times are hard, but they don't speak that thought. They don't speak that language, and they don't have that thought during good financial times. They didn't say a couple of years ago when gas was dropping to $1. God knows I love that anyway. And it was so cheap. They didn't say, you know what, a rapture is coming. And I know they'll probably tell me, well, Queen, that's because the Bible talks about wars and rumors of wars. But I would tell you to really do your research and due diligence of the writers of the Bible, and you would find out that it's not prophetic per se, it's predicted. And the powers that be put this in the Bible years and years and years ago because they were going to execute it. So it's not really prophetic. It's really a prediction of what they were going to do that was put in and implemented years and years ago. In fact, Revelation says that there's going to be a new heaven and new earth, and God will meet us in the sky. Did not say he was going to rapture us all back to heaven. I've never even seen the rapture in the Bible, but that's just my spiel. I'm doing some spills. Yeah, you got 5 foolish virgins, 5 wise, and 5 foolish. And what did they have? They had oil. They had commodity. This is why I've been educating you all about crypto-linked commodities. And everybody that got a financial breakthrough, a blessing in the Bible, had to do it through commodities. Even 2 Kings chapter 4, a woman had to fill her vessels with oil. The other widow woman that needed a financial miracle that Elijah helped, she had to have bread. She was baking something. And a lot of you all do not have crypto commodities because the old monetary system and the new monetary system are merging and meeting together, right? We're not ever going to return to the gold standard because that way they can't rob you, right? It's going to be gold. It's going to be the old monetary system. We're going back to the future, and they are merging together. So let's make it through this video.
While the euro is merely charged with German intellect and technology, and maybe some Italian pasta. How can one expect donations from nations that have so little? It's super sweet of you to come with your colored paper.
Wow. First, she broke down the euro to say it's not backed by anything either but technology and maybe some pasta, right? Then she says, how sweet of you, super sweet of you to come with your colored paper. And guess what? We give you this for your colored paper.
In exchange for our gold.
in exchange for our golden diamonds, the real money.
Golden diamonds. But instead, you should come empty-handed, filled with integrity and honor. We want to share with you our wealth and invite you to share with us. The perception is that a healthy and thriving Africa would not disperse its resources as freely and cheaply, which is logical. That a healthy and thriving Africa would not disperse its resources as freely and cheaply, which is logical. Of course, it would instead sell its resources at world market prices, which in turn would destabilize and weaken Western economies established on the post-colonial free meal system, which is logical. It would not disperse its resources.
Okay, some of you all said no volume, can't hear. So let me repeat that if you didn't hear me. She broke down, right, in this TEDx, that why you're not seeing the healthy and thriving Africa advertised, right? Why they show you the poverty parts of Africa, why why the Red Cross, why they show you those images, why the media exploits that. She said, because if they showed you a healthy and thriving Africa, Africa would not disperse its resources so freely and cheaply. So this is the manipulation around that, right? Clay says, got it, it refreshed. Okay. She's given an analysis of TED X conference, I believe. Apology if it's already mentioned. Her analysis is spot on. Correct, it is.
As freely and cheaply, which is logical. Of course, it would instead sell its resources at world market prices, which in turn would destabilize and weaken Western economies established on the post-colonial free meal system. Last year, the IMF reports that 6 out of 10 of the world's fastest growing economies are in Africa, measured by their GDP growth. The French Treasury, for example, is receiving about $500 billion.
Do you all see that? The French from Africa, not just United States exploiting them, 500 billion foreign exchange reserves from Africa, year in and year out. 500 billion a year. Now just imagine, you wouldn't need to give donations to the poor places in Africa if you stop exploiting them. If you stop taking their commodities and real wealth for your cheap, as she said, colored paper. The French are ruthless in Africa. H, I need to meet your African friends. I want to meet some people abroad. I have this global crypto commodities, and I want to help people globally, not just in the United States, to build their wealth through this life-changing opportunity as well. So, H, you make sure you text that 331-444-5556 number for me.
$500 billion year in, year out. Foreign exchange reserves from African countries based on colonial debt they forced them to pay. Former French President Jacques Chirac stated in an interview recently that we have to be honest and acknowledge that a big part of the money in our banks comes precisely from the exploitation of the African continent. In 2008, he stated that without Africa, France will slide down in the rank of a third world power. This is what.
All right, did you all hear that? And maybe some of you all need to refresh your browser, because I do put my microphone on mute whenever I show the video so it won't echo. Then I unmute it, But she said, without Africa, France will slide in the rank of a third world country, power. I don't know why I said party. Power. That's just how powerful Africa is to not only China and Russia, but France. Quite honestly, I'm glad for this global system reset. After I watch a video like this, I am glad. I'm glad to be a part of the richest the biggest wealth transfer in human history. I'm glad. You cannot help the poor if you are one of them. You cannot be a philanthropist if you don't have the money to give. Right? You can't give what you don't got. I'll say it that way.
Power. This is what happens in the human world. The world we have created. Have you ever wondered how things work in nature? One would assume that in evolution the fittest survives. However, in nature, any species that is overhunting, overexploiting the resources they depend on as nourishment, natural selection would sooner or later take the predator out, because it offsets the balance.
The predator is gone. United States, Babylon, we're falling. She said, in nature, it happens. It's a natural balance she said it upsets the balance. So it's only natural that the predator will be taken out. Now, I think my person is gone, but I will ask this question. I will answer this question. I mentioned the Wizard of Oz, and Israel asked about what about Emerald. I'm assuming that Israel is talking about the Emerald City in the Wizard of Oz, right? Dorothy's shoes originally in the Wizard of Oz was not ruby red. They were silver. They represented the silver standard. You have to study the silver standard as late as the 1800s. This is what farmers wanted to be a part of because it helped farmers get cheap money to get loan from the banks to continue their farming business, right? It helped them get their fertilizer, their seed money, their materials, right? Their equipment rather to farm. Okay, you're listening. And so, yes, the natural balance has to be restored. Now, this is where the infinite God comes in. It has to be restored, and it has to be a reset. That's why they call this the great wealth transfer, the greatest wealth transfer, the greatest reset of all time. And so, farmers wanted the silver standard because it helped them, but you got the Henry Fords, John D. Rockefeller, right? The Rothschilds, all of those, they did not want farmers. They did not want people to be entrepreneurs. In fact, Rockefeller says, I want a nation of workers and not thinkers. So they wanted employees, right? This is where you have also Dale Carnegie was a part of this. And that's why many universities and colleges have Carnegie Hall. So Dorothy Silver Shoes represented the silver standard, the yellow brick road represented the gold standard. And the Emerald City, right, is a metaphor for Washington, D.C., an unsecured greenback paper money, right? unsecured greenback paper money. In fact, if you all been following me for any amount of time, right, I go by the symbolism of 111 a lot because it always represents a wealth transfer biblically. Those numbers represent a wealth transfer from Deuteronomy 1 and 11. May the Lord, our God, the God of our ancestors, bless us 1,000 times more, right? Also, you got Second Chronicles 1 and 11. You got Deuteronomy 11:11. You have Genesis 11 that shows the Tower of Babel. It shows another frequency, as cryptocurrency will be on a digital frequency, another frequency, the invisible world, right? And so you have that Tower of Babel, and that's why 9/11, the Twin Towers, the two, there were millions of dollars. You can go and Google this and fact check it, right? Millions of, not dollars, I'm sorry, physical silver and gold buried under the rubble of the Twin Towers once those planes destroyed it, right? That was a wealth transfer as well. And so the Wizard of Oz have so many allegories, alliterations, and things that represents the monetary system. And because most people do not know, right, about, or they don't know that silver and gold is real money, they don't convert their cash into it. Because they don't know about JFK, which he was assassinated on 11/22. I have a video I want you all to watch on my channel about breaking down. Dick Gregory is actually breaking down the US dollar and the number 11, and it shows that your money, right? So if your money, the Federal Reserve note, has 1 through 12 on it, it shows that that particular money goes to one of the 12 families, right? The Fed, the U.S. Treasury, is no federal government, is no bank. It's a collaboration of rich and wealthy families that get your money through your taxation. And so with that being said, the cyclone in the Wizard of Oz represents the economic and the political upheaval that will happen. The yellow brick road again is representation of the gold standard. The silver shoes Dorothy inherits from the Wicked Witch of the East. Where is China from? Is China in the East or the West? No, I think. But the East, it shows that it represents the pro-silver movement. Now, Dorothy is taken to Emerald Palace, and the wizard, which is the government, the feds, you think they have power and authority, your president. People get into debates and arguments all the time about Democrat or Republican, right? Now, none of them. You have to help yourself, people, right? And she's led through 7 patches. Number 7 means divine transition, right? Number 7 in the Bible means divine transition. It means when God told Noah that, I will place a rainbow as a sign, as a covenant, that I will never again destroy the earth this way through water. So whatever the earth looked like before the rainbow and that covenant, it was a divine transition. In fact, on the 6th day, the work of God was completed in Genesis. In the 7th day, God rest. That word rest also means bankrupt. Okay, the East, thank you. Word bankrupt means to reset. That's why a bankruptcy is kept on your credit report for 7 years. Number 7, the Jericho. In Joshua chapter 6, children of Jericho were told to march the 7th time. That 7th time, the walls came trembling down. There was a divine transition. So Dorothy was led through the 7 passages and 3 flights of stairs. 3 is a spiritual number. It's the Trinity, right? So when you add the 4 plus the 3, 4 is the number of the earth realm, right? This is where you get news from: north, east, west, and south. 4 directions of the earth. You got 4 levels of learning. You have 4 things that were created by the 4th day. There was light, liquid, land, and life-bearing fruit. Seed was able to be converted into vegetarians to be grown. You have the four corners of the earth. You have the four cherubims. Elon Musk bought Tesla for $44 billion. It represents the earth realm. So when 4 plus 3 is together, it's the earth, the natural, and the spiritual. This is why religious people should not come on my channel, because you're supposed to be both spiritually rich and financially rich as well. In fact, the Bible in Genesis says that Abraham was very rich, and it did not say in spiritual. It went on to list his assets. He was rich in gold and silver and land and livestock. Right? So I'm like, what? Why religious people come on my channel? Because you all are not open to converting your cash into commodities at all. And the Bible is full of financial lessons, and it's full of telling you commodities make you rich and wealthy. God is not making any more land. In fact, my mentor made this powerful statement the other day. He said, it makes absolutely no sense to have 100% of government's money and man money and have 0% of God's money. But yet this is a person that you say that you serve, but you don't have your king's money. I don't understand that. So Dorothy represents the average Americans, right? The scarecrow, again, represents the farmers, the hardworking entrepreneurs. And the Tin Man, right, represents the industrial workers. I also have cryptocurrency that's backed by aluminum as well, right? But the Tin Man represents industrial workers. The Cowardly Lion, right, represents people that don't have the courage to take action right through here. They want someone to blame. They want to blame the government. They want to blame the public. They want to blame the POTUS, the president. They want to blame the economy. They want to blame everybody except themselves. They don't take action. And then the Munchkins represents the droves of U.S. citizens that's going to not be prepared and going to buy, boycott. And then you got, is it Toto, the little puppy, right? Toto represents the free silver movement. Toto was just free. Do you remember that movie? Toto was just free with Dorothy. He just moved free. And the Wicked Witch of the East, as you all said, China is from the East, represents the factory owners in the East. So many hidden monetary gems. I had no intentions of doing this live. I was going to do like a 5-minute live stream, but you all are hanging on. It's still 56 people in. Nice video. Yes, Samuel. And Samuel, that's a nice profile picture too. I can teach on money, but I can see a handsome man a mile away too at the same time. Nice profile picture. African leaders must kick out the predatory controlling structures and exercise their sovereign rights to govern themselves. This includes, yes, Africa already have, and the BRICS nation, Brazil, India, Russia, probably Iraq, is another I. Because it's 142 countries that's a part of this Operation Sandman. Everybody will have, their own CBDCs. But I want people to get real, pure cryptocurrencies, right? So that you can be out of the central bank's system, right? And that's crypto-linked commodities. There's Bitcoin, there's silver, there's physical gold, there's copper as well, as long as you don't trade it back in for the government's cash or, whatever currency system that they would have going on. Did you ever see the story of the guy that went to all the banks, trading his cash for all the $half-dollar coins, and the Fed came to see him because the coins was... No, I did not. I didn't know. I didn't even know the banks had real coins. Oh, he traded his cash for $half-dollar coins, and the Fed came to see him because coin. No, I didn't even know the banks have had real coins. I didn't know that. Yes, the I stands for ounces, and as far as ounces of silver, how silver and gold is weighed. I appreciate your picture, Samuel. I appreciate that picture, especially on this late live stream. Come on, you all. You can lie, you can laugh. Come on, let's make this fun as we prepare for this greatest wealth transfer. Wow, I knew that movie had a lot of meanings, but had not broken it down. Thank you. And speaking of the odds and ounces, I'm gonna show you all the U.S. debt clock. This has been showing this way for a long time. So you have the dollar to oil ratio that's showing at 0, right? This has been reset for a long time. This is showing at 0. If you look in that corner right here, let me try to put my mouse over it, that red astrophy. You have that zeroed out because it's going to be reset. The dollar to silver is zeroed out. And the dollar to gold is zeroed out. They still have the paper to silver ratio showing. And dollar to crypto is, I really don't know what this means. I need to study more of this because it's much lower, which may be a great thing. This may mean that the real crypto amount that's available is getting less and less. And you know the supply and demand rules. You know how that work, right? Less supply, high demand, more valuable, right? And then you have all of these commodities that's showing 0, and it has been that dollar to gold at 0. This used to have a number system. So they're showing you that they are getting ready to reset the currency system. Now, let me end on this. Hello, I have to laugh sometime because, you know, I'm so serious most of the time, but I do want you all to know I'm not, yeah, let me pray about it. I'm gonna get off of that. I'm not even gonna get into that. But according to the Bible, meditation is more powerful than prayer. In Joshua 1:6, it says, if you meditate on my word day and night, you will have good success. And that is the only place in the Bible that success is mentioned. Oh, also, let me show you all. Someone just sent me this picture. I want to show you this. Mississippi, right? You all know I'm from Mississippi. If you don't, you do now. Have been getting just unprecedented type weather, right? And one of the cities, or little small town that was, and I just thought this was interesting to say the least, it's called Silver, Mississippi. Isn't that something? Silver City, Mississippi. That's also known as Rolling Fork. And someone sent me this picture, a photo of hell on Spillway Road area. This is Brandon. This how big the hail was. Hailstorms were coming. I didn't take risks. I haven't went outside to check I have some vehicles under my garage, not all of them. But I haven't went outside to check the ones that are under there to see if they're okay. But I'll check that in the morning. I just thought that was interesting. Silver City, Mississippi, and that tornado has went through and killed at least 26 people, or injured, or dozens are injured or dead. Silver City. I've never heard of Silver City, Mississippi. Never visited, but interesting that the name is Silver, right? With that being said, we're going to wrap this up. Samuel, it's Samuel trying. Samuel said, I told you, you have amazing eyes the other day. Okay, Samuel, I didn't know that was you, but I'm telling you, now you have an amazing profile picture. Well, thank you. I thank you for that compliment. Thank you, Samuel. As well. Thank you for breaking down the number 7. That number has been all around me since last year of August. You're welcome. Yes, if you have any aid or anything, because as we just saw in that Africa video breakdown, like when you go through nonprofits to help people, it does not very seldom reach the people. So if you have something that you can send or get to those people directly, please do, and help that support. I will try to find out how far Silver City, Mississippi is from me, and support them as well with what I have. I definitely will do that. So these are the cryptocurrencies that are linked to real world commodities. You still find them. Look at the 777 as I was breaking down the number 7, right? The 777, that's the black gold, BGLD, right? Texas T, crude oil. This was released November 2021. And by June of 2022, when crude oil and gas prices were hitting their all-time highs, over 100 millionaires were made for people that purchased the digital software that mine this crypto, were made people in 10 months. Can you imagine making a purchase and in 10 months, you are a millionaire? Much love to you, Samuel. Much love in abundance to you as well. And so that's the 777 divine transition there. They really made a divine transition. They became multi-millionaires, liquid millionaires, some liquid and non-liquid within 10 months period. 10, as the 10 commandments, is the number of balance, is the number of 5 of the 10 commandments is how you should honor God, and the other 5 is how you should honor your mother and your fathers and other in nature. So 10 is the number of the spiritual and natural balance as well. 10 months, 100 millionaires, right? That 111 in there in the number 1 intertwined in that as well. This is the digital link gold crypto commodity I was telling you all about. So, text CC to that number on the screen to get the digital software. These are with the likeness of Bitcoin. It is a commodity, right? And I know when you all think about commodity, you think about things that come from the ground. However, commodity in the digital world means that anyone in the world can get it. It's fungible. It has no common issuer, and all other cryptos right now, but other than Bitcoin and these, have a common issuer. And I think Ethereum, if I'm not mistaken. And XRP, we'll know when the verdict is done. And it is decentralized, right? Meaning, again, out of government's control, no third party. It cannot be, anyone in the world can download this software and do what's called mine these tokens, like you will harvest crops, right? Anyone in the world. In fact, they are in connections with Ghana. I might do a more thorough live stream, and who is this? Someone, I'm sorry, you. I'm trying to stay focused. Someone. Okay, I got you. This is my guy H that's on the live stream from Brooklyn. All right, H, I'm sending you a text right now, and it's giving you some more information. Just text me back and tell me you want in. He said he definitely needs these cryptos. I definitely want to connect with you. Also with your friends that's in Africa that you know as well, because they this company, this opportunity is in collaboration with Ghana. Let's see how many people are on, and I'll see if I want to show you all that live stream as well. Samuel says Gloucester, Mississippi, and let me read some comments. Dad lives there. Okay, I've never been there. In fact, it's a crypto right here, beverage, that is in oh my God, what's that man name that did the welfare, the quarterback, that did the welfare scam on Mississippians. Oh my God, what's the name? What's his name? You all give me his name. What's that former retired quarterback name? The welfare scam. But you have beverage right there, the scandal in Mississippi, and it is right in the let's see, what's his name again, you all? A quarterback. Brett Favre. That's it. Brett Favre. Brett Favre. There was a thank you, Brett Favre. Yeah. Well, this beverage company is out of Mississippi. It is passively paying out or producing $13 a day passively. And this is on autopilot. And so you may not, that's $13 a day that you don't have to work for, you don't have to labor for, right? And when I say we, the company is having a beverage day, April the 7th, in the home, near the hometown of Brett Favre's in Mississippi, because they're collaborating with low income states and areas, third world countries like Ghana and places in Mississippi. People, that's $408 passively a month for 30 days by just having this beverage license. That's just one. So this is my daily rewards, and this is my portfolio, the total value of my assets right now. And I just got started with this Thanksgiving of last year, 2022. So just right at 4 months, including December, because I really didn't get into this until like 2 weeks into December. I wanted to do my research and due diligence. Blocks. This is commercial real estate right here. Blocks is commercial-backed real estate. I did a live stream talking about the first home to be sold out of Atlanta with Ethereum network from an NFT. And so what Blocks is doing, it is taking royalties from the fees, from the financing, from the agents, the brokers, right? And giving those royalties to people that have the mining software, the mining license. And you can mine this from anywhere in your home, right? You can mine this from your phone. And so Blocks, again, that's that commercial real estate. And all the fees created through closings, loans, title work. See, this is how you get wealth transfer: agents, brokers, and more. And right now that's mining out right at $12 and I think 60 cents a day. This is the SPLR. This is the satellite technology, right? The satellite technology that comes with this, and sounds like it's RP, right? But this is the only project that has satellite technology that has space in space. They collaborate with Google Earth. All of these, right? Our infinite God is so intelligent. It's so intelligent that every commodity in the earth realm has a different frequency and vibration. Every commodity on the periodic table. And so this satellite technology find these is up 10% today, right? And scans this and find this with more accuracy. So it's not destruction or destroying the earth. It's like if you were to go to the doctors and get an MRI. And so this is the utility coin. This is to be compared to BNB or Ethereum. And it is the acronym for DET. This is decentralized, right? Meaning that no one can manipulate it, seize, or control it. It's not a centralized currency like your cash that you're in, that the banks can tell you at any time you can't withdraw your own money. You don't think that the banks control your cash, then you try to go withdraw it, right? Cash is centralized. Government CBDCs will be centralized. They can lock it up. They can tell you what you can and cannot spend on, and they will. Decentralized is out of government control, eco-friendly. Some people that try to find areas to mine, right? They come up, they don't find the crude oil, they don't find the oil, they don't find the commodity, and that causes destruction in the earth realm. And then you have the blockchain technology. If you listen to Robert Kiyosaki and Vlad about why he promotes Bitcoin or endorses or highly recommend it, is because he said it's not really for Bitcoin per se. It is for the blockchain technology. So this is the utility token to all of this. So imagine if you could have got in at Ethereum or BNB at $16, and now Ethereum is almost hitting $2,000 again. This is on that scale, on that likeness of Ethereum and BNB being the utility. Aluminum, a $5 billion industry. In fact, the beverage industry is a $1.8 trillion industry as well. If you drink a can, soda can, or aluminum, or if you cook Aluminum, like silver, is an industrial metal. So you're getting these at fractions of a penny, people. The only thing that's like over $1 right now is that beverage. And beverage is supported by coffee. How many coffee drinkers do you know? Tea. In the South, tea is a big thing. I don't drink sweet tea, but I do drink unsweet tea. Energy drinks, wine and spirits, wine, carbonated beer, water. Everybody needs water. Is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You got to have water to live and survive. Your body is made up over 70% of water. So you have all of this under the umbrella of beverage. And then again, you have grow. This is high yielding agriculture. This is in 10,000 acres of land. Again, with a lot of the farmers in Ghana, this is grow. It is supported by weed, hemp, for people that use it for medical purposes, right? For health ailments and, conditions. Soybeans, cocoa beans. Just the cocoa beans industry alone is $1 billion industry. I have cocoa butter. I eat cacao for my health purposes. Healthy chocolate, right? Rice. So this grow collaboration and help farmers in Africa and Ghana as well to be able now to harvest their crops 3 times out of the year. Up to then, it was only once a year. But now, because they are also helping them find water pockets and find areas in the soil that's more conducive by doing soil tests and say, this is what's best to grow in this area. And they have just expanded this project to 10,000 more acres. So grow is on, and it's like 53 cents right now. It is more comparable in the tokenomics. And when I say tokenomics, that's just another word for economics of this debt token at $16. And then you have natural gas that's built on the same tokenomics as black gold, right? Crude oil. And it's at under a fraction of a penny. It's at, .3016, right? So if black gold made 10 over 100 millionaires in 10 months, I'm very excited about natural gas, being that they've already predicted that May, when I say they, the economists have already predicted that in May, that we're going to see $4 gas prices again. Benny says, hey, where do I buy? I want beverage. I will want beverage too. And I have 2 beverage licenses. This cannot be found on any exchange. You must be an exclusive member like you would on Costco or Sam's, right? And so you have to text me CC to get that information, 331. And if you're in another country, I do have a WhatsApp. Just add that 1 to it. If you're outside of the United States, 331-444-5556. Hey, sis, I'm in Kenya. They already have the Kenyan. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Is it shilling as a CBDC? Look up. Okay, thank you. So it will be the CBDC. It won't be the physical coin, because I know that physical coin has a lot of silver in it as well. So you said look up M-Pesa. So anyone want to get in those crypto commodities, right? Real wealth, and you get passive residual crypto at the same time. I mean, you can liquidate and cash out. Those licenses with this, if you purchase a license, they have a 10-year minimum of always producing. And so you're coming in now to get the lower entry, right? The lower entry pricing point for the higher future gains as this commodities market will skyrocket within the next couple of months, because World War III will be a commodities war. All right, so let me look at Pisa. Okay. It's in Kenya, several other African countries, sending money from the USA. So this is what's going to replace the US dollar. Okay, thank you for giving me the information. And they already have it, Kenya. version of Cash App. Okay. So would that be the central bank's digital currency? Is that what you're saying? If you live in the USA but keep a bank account in Kenya, it's sometimes possible to convert foreign currency, shillings, and deposit into somebody's M-Pesa. Okay. Not a good option. So it's more like a Western Union. M-Pesa, send money to M-Pesa. The best way to send and receive money for goods and services. Yeah. So they're dumping the dollars directly to your cell phone. Okay, thank you for that. Mobile money. It is here. US dollar again. If you are coming in late, it's dump. And I also am just giving you all opportunities to get in these crypto commodities before you're priced out, because a lot of people are going to be priced out. Even with Bitcoin, it's just it's not going to be enough meat on the bones to get into Bitcoin. It's not going to be you're not going to have a lot of gains, like maybe 2x or 3x. And that's why I'm trying to get you all in these commodities so you can have the most of the gains, because when this happens, when this switch is flipped, you all, this is not going to be this, they're saying this is going to make 2008 look like a flesh wound. This is going to be a long, drawn out, ugly economic reset. And you want to get in low and move with the commodities market. And you want old money and new money, because old money is not, it's going to be used to reset the currency system, but it will never just go back to the gold standard. You want blockchain technology. It's not going anywhere. It is here to stay. So this is one inspiring video from a lady that actually lived off what's called NODS, N-O-D-S, which is what I just showed you. And let's hear her testimony. And you all, I'm logging out, So listen in. If you never heard of crypto commodity, if you never heard of digital software, if you never heard of NODS, you want to listen in at this.
To school the people, because you know the deal. For all the people who think they're doing something because they got one aluminum, okay? Can you please tell them? Can you please just shine some light on the matter?
The number one thing I will tell you, if you are going to, I've bought notes not just from ICE Global or Debtbox, I've bought notes from other companies. That's how I make my living. So talking from experience, but you want to get your notes as soon as possible. Mm-hmm. The reason why you don't wait is because of the token count. Mm-hmm. So if you wait, you get less tokens. So when I bought my first NatG, it was over 20,000 tokens it was giving me a day. Now if you buy a NatG, it's going to cost you more. Plus you're going to get about 4,000 less tokens a day. It's a big difference. Mm-hmm. So your goal is you want the highest token count that you can get, that you're going to hold for more. Just hold them. Mm-hmm. From past experience, I'm telling you, hold your tokens. Don't worry about the price going up and down or whatever it does. Hold it, pay your monthly, and just sit back and watch the magic happen with your note.
So for somebody who says, what do you think is going to be doing 3 months? How do you get them out? Is that the wrong mindset?
100% the wrong mindset. You're not trying to get them out in 3 months.
Mm-hmm. Because tell them real quick, because what happened when you cashed in too quick some time ago?
The first time I bought a node, I didn't know what I was buying. Didn't even know what the word node was. Mm-hmm. A friend of mine called to borrow some Bitcoin, loaned it to him. I said, should I be doing it? You just trust them.
Right.
So I said, well, give me 4. Didn't know what I had, didn't have a clue. And then about a week later, he tried to explain to me. I kept calling it a node, not a node. And I bought it for $1,000 each. Mm-hmm. At that time, it was producing me 10,000 tokens a day. It's another company, not Debtbox. Mm-hmm. And forgot about it. Mm-hmm. But I was actually, they were hooked up at 4 little laptops hooked up at my house, only 4 nodes. And then I wanted to invest in something else. Mm-hmm. And he goes, it's gone from a fraction of a penny to a half a cent. And I'm like, really? He says, you can pull some money out. So I went, I pulled out, I sold 20,000 worth of my tokens, got the 20,000. Literally 5 hours later, it went to 2 cents.
Wow.
So you do the math. That's a quick loss of $60,000. Made one more mistake and did it again about 6 months later. Didn't hold them. And it went from 2 cents to 40 cents.
Wow.
So I lost millions of dollars. So I'm telling you, I just bought a new dress that says, everybody else is selling, I'm holding. So in crypto right now, if it scares you because the market, it's just like the stock market going up and down.
Right.
This is the time to buy.
Yes.
So you're paying crypto and you hold it. Crypto's not going anywhere.
That's right.
Like NFTs, London just passed a law that's now it's an asset. There's other companies coming on. Crypto's not going anywhere. So me personally, I make my living off of crypto. I love nodes. I love the dead bug.
I'm learning to love them too.
Because it's probably and then do your own research. I tell people, type in nodes in Google and the top 10 nodes and look at what they talk about being one of the safest investments. Even though we don't talk about reverse, but you are buying something and there's no guarantee.
Right.
So like disclaimer, I can't promise you these nodes are going to make you $1 million. Nobody can. If it's a true investment, nobody can promise you what you're going to get in return.
Right.
They can say, hey, this is what the past performance was. And this, so I can tell you what my notes did that I previously bought. But I know my first note I bought, I paid $1,000 for. If you want that note today, it's $100,000.
Wow.
And I paid as high as $68,000 for one note.
$68,000
for one note.
And so you would say that what we're buying,
I paid $1,000 for. If you want that note today, it's $100,000.
I'm going to pause because she said she have a nose that she paid $1,000 for. And if you want it today, it's worth $100,000. $100,000, right? Paid $1,000 for it, but worth $100,000.
But I know my first note I bought, I paid $1,000 for. If you want that note today, it's $100,000
wow.
And I paid as high as $68,000 for one note.
$68,000
for one note.
And so you would say that what we're buying for is on sale between $1,500 and $6,000
really
is on sale. Right.
Really on sale.
Right.
And so as soon as our company comes out with a new note, buy it. Scrape up, always have a couple of thousand saved aside so they come out with a new one because you want the high. The more of us that buy the note, it's not that it leads the pool, but they only allocate so many tokens a day. So every time somebody's buying an NATG, there's a couple less tokens I'm getting a day. So when I bought my NATG, it was over 20-some thousand tokens a day. Now I think it's 16,400 right now.
Something like that.
Yeah. So everybody's buying more, and I'm like, look, I'm not rushing away.
Yeah. Now, look. Let's talk goals, because you have a goal for how many nodes you want to earn.
But 50 was my first mark. So at least 100 nodes. And just talking straight, no matter what company, just look at the project. And that's why I fell in love with this. The person who told me about it, I probably bought nodes by the time he gave me the link. I'm like, commodities, it made sense. And like, we stay away from the coins and things that don't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, has nothing backing it, do your own research. What's backing it? Have they have a proven track record? This company's already made millionaires with the commodities. Look at what's going on in the world today. Look at the news. Is gas prices going up or down? It's stuff that we use every day. Grow, NATG, everything we use. So if we're using it on a daily basis, what's going to be the demand?
Yes.
And so you're just helping to facilitate. You're like a network that's helping all those transactions go. And so for helping the transactions go faster, we all get daily rewards. And so to me, it doesn't matter if it's 5 cents, 2 cents, a fraction of a penny. I'm getting a certain amount of new tokens every day. Would you rather print them or buy them? But if you sell them, like the person told me about it, when I bought my notes, he was buying in crypto. So when he sold his, he didn't have any more, but I was still getting token allocation every day. So it's like having your own personal ATM machine. Just like
your own printing press.
Okay, I'm going to emphasize what she just said. She said that the person that told her about it was buying crypto, but when you sell it, you don't have anymore, right? There's one point. You don't have anymore. And if you have to buy more, you have to buy in at a higher price point than what you got in if you got in low. She said, I buy nodes and digital software because I accumulate more and more every day. So it's all about accumulation and appreciation. So here you're not buying and holding, right? You're mining, accumulating more, and you're growing. You're getting in a low entry point. Again, a lot of these are, pennies on the dollar right now. But again, that black gold that made, she said with this company, first of all, she said her goal is to have 100 of these digital software where she's producing money passively, right? Someone says this is a recent video. This was an interview from last year, 2022. First of all, she said you have to see if it makes sense. And Bernard says utility. Does it make sense? Are you using things on a daily basis? And what will be the demand? We wear cotton every day through our clothing. We do commodities every day. You go grocery shopping. We were just talking about the beginning of this year, the price of eggs. You buy wheat, you buy vegetables, you buy fruit, you buy commodities, milk, whatever, every day. You wear commodities every day. So why not invest in commodities connected to crypto? And this has already made millionaires. Now, Bernard, you said that heard of Gala. It's not Gala. It's Gala. I'm sorry, I mispronounced. And Strong knows, but there's out of reach and the price is high. What do you mean by, like, give me a price point of what those prices are? Strong went out because the price went too low. I don't really know what you mean by that. But when most people sell their cryptos, or whenever they decide to liquidate, you're going to pay 30-40% taxes off the top. You got to calculate that in. And then if you sell it at an all-time high, will you ever? Because I'm telling you all, when central banks digital currency come, a lot of people are going to be priced out, or they're not going to be allowed to purchase, especially Bitcoin, I believe, in these crypto commodities with CBDCs. So let me rewind that. I like to break it down and make sure you're understanding the important information that's being shared with you, right? I have no idea what a strong node is. I have no idea. That's why I tell people, get into things that make sense. Commodities should make sense for everybody. You use it on a daily basis. So it would be on high demand. Reason why a lot of people get scammed, because they get into things that does not make sense at all, and it has no utility, no real world value, right? Oh, it's nowhere near 100K. These are nowhere near 100K. But if you get in at $1,000, to me, that's very affordable. That should be very affordable, because these have a minimum of 10 years of mining, right? A minimum of 10 years of mining. And this thing is, like, whatever money you have to put into it, that's all you're going to get. Like, if you only have enough to get 1/10 of a Bitcoin, that's all you're going to get. With these, the game is accumulation. You get coins every day, 365, 24/7. So even if you have to liquidate out, if you get the 10-year licenses, it's more that's going to replenish and bring it back in. So you have continuity, cash flow, income producing asset, not a one-time investment. It's a big difference in that. Yeah, $1,000 price point is very fair, right? But usually when these new projects get released, when they release them, they might release them at $1,000, but they're sold out like in days. And so because of the demand, they might go to 2,000 or 2,500. It depends on what package that you come in, how many tokens that you want to accumulate, and how fast you want to accumulate them, right?
Mm. So when he sold his, he didn't have any more, but I was still getting token allocation every day. So it's like having your own personal ATM machine. Mm-hmm. Just like
your own print press.
Print press.
without it losing the value like the dollars.
With the debt box, I sold some of my tokens with the other company within 15 minutes. I didn't have to ask nobody permission. I didn't have to call no company or anything. Say, hey, can I have access to my accounts? So me personally, I deal with companies. I have access to my funds. So right now, even though
Another thing, she said, you have access to your account. You have access to your funds. You don't have to call a company and say, can I liquidate? Can I cash out? And they give you steps, or you can't do it without their permission. This is not that. Now, another thing, this is why a lot of people get into scams, right? Text you for the information. Yes, text me CC to 331-444-5556. Do they run these nodes, or do you have to run them? You don't have to have a computer. I think someone asked me that as well. I do it. I have the app right on my cell phone. I mean, I can show you. It's also on my computer as well, but they have an app that is mining, and I just pull it up. Oh, I'm at the wrong camera. I just pull it up on my cell phone. I'm so used to the other camera. So this is just with me being in December, where I am now. We don't know if XRP is going to be a good buy because the judgment hasn't been. It's more than just XRP. My God, I'm so tired of that. Like, we don't know for sure. Of course, I have XRP, but it's not deemed a commodity. I'm showing you cryptos that are already deemed a commodity. XRP is, could be, maybe, possibly. I'm showing you what is. I'm just my God, I'm so tired of hearing about SRP and ISO 20 coins. I mean, if the government does not give you easy access to, it does not matter what the app name is. You have to be a customer in the business first, right? So that's why I said text CC. You can download the app, but if you don't have any crypto commodities, then you just have the app. But if you want to know the app name is X node. If you want to just look it up. Are these nodes tied? Yeah, you must just came in, Bernard. You working me. Bernard, go back and watch it's Black Gold is already made millionaires in 10 months, right? Released in November 2021. And by June of 2022, when crude oil and gas was all-time high, made 100 millionaires in 10 months. And you have natural gas. So when natural gas prices increase this summer, which it will in traveling season, you'll have a crypto that's connect and will increase as well. That Black Gold went up 120,000% and made millionaires. And it is also linked to gold. It's not backed by gold. It's linked to gold. Meaning that for every, let me log back in. I thought I had logged out. For every token that is mined for you, you can retrieve it in for a gram of gold. This is linked digital gold. And this is the XPLR. This is aluminum, $1 billion. I think sometimes things are just so simple for people that they want to roll with the could be and the complicated. Like, it's commodities. It just makes sense. Using these on a daily basis that would drive up the demand. This is the digital link gold. This is it on my laptop. These are some of the numbers of the licenses of the projects that I hold. I have 3 beverages. This is what it liquidates on a daily basis. This is my passive crypto, dollar USD, dollar amount. This is my digital link gold. Because you can retrieve this for the physical gold, right? It's right at $30 a day. I have 2 of those. This is my grow. This is the high yield agriculture. Passively, it's USD equivalent to $288.97 passively a day. This is my SPLR license. My Black Gold. When I got in, I had to just buy the rental. They do have the opportunity to rent to own. And so I had to just get the rental because they were sold out the licenses. They had offered 50,000 license, right? And so I have over 1 million rentals can go for 60 days, right? And so I have over 1 million of these tokens. So, I cannot wait to see what gas and crude oil is going to do this summer. And Again, it's about accumulation and appreciation, getting them at the low price point. Again, this is blocks. This is commercial real estate linked to blocks, where you get the royalties, fees from the title contract, the agents, the royalty transactions of real estate. They're already selling homes through NFTs and Ethereum network. So you have now real estate on the blockchain. And all of these are where you get royalties from. You don't get that anywhere else. You don't get that by buying and holding crypto, where you can get the royalty payments. Like Jim Rohn said it this way: profits are better than wages. Well, the 2023 version of that is royalties, right? That's just like Rihanna at the Super Bowl. Anyone that purchased her NFT, every time the song "Be Better Have My Money" is played, they get royalties. Royalty passive income. Crypto flow, I call it, because it's not cash flow. I own some XRP, but all you can do is sell it. You cannot buy XRP. I think they do. You can still buy it on. I know 2 other networks. I mean, I haven't bought any more, but this is my thing. You sell it, right? At some point, people gonna want to enjoy the fruits of their labors, right? Enjoy the capital gains. You won't be able to get it again. And we're talking about a World War III. This is not going to be a 1-2 year little, this is going to make 2008 look like a flesh wound. I'm talking about getting perpetual income for life. If that conversation is over your head, then I can't explain it any simpler. But thank you so much, Latasha, for your great comments. And you're right. Most people don't know the difference between RippleNet and XRP. They don't. Ripple is in a lawsuit, not XRP. So my question to you is, how long can you buy and hold without having some cash flow coming in? Can you put some money in any crypto and it brings you more liquidity on a daily basis, 24/7, 365 days a year? The answer to that is unequivocally no, you cannot. So you don't know how long these currencies will be suppressed. And even if you got in Bitcoin right now, 28,000, you're going to 2 or 3x return, right? So that's why a lot of people, either they have to sell their crypto for a loss because they don't have any extra money growing to keep up with inflation. And they can't hold on for 2 or 3 years because they don't have any more cash flow and they don't have any of their crypto producing for them on a daily basis. And that's why that wealth transfer, they won't be able, and then they're going to get taxed on the sale, 30-40% from the government right up top, because they're not understanding what I'm saying, where you have digital software, where you have a commodity linked crypto. As Robert Kiyosaki said, gold and silver was here long before the cockroaches, and they will be here when the cockroaches leave. You don't understand that. It's not the live stream. I don't hold those type of conversations because people are getting passive crypto rewards. You replenish and replace your crypto if you need to liquidate out. And this is from a one-time purchase. Right? That you know. Would you rather get taxed on the seed or would you rather get taxed on the harvest? And a lot of people are going to get taxed on the harvest because they don't understand the power of getting taxed on the seed. So with that being said, my digital software platform does all the work. Mining my own. Again, mining is buying, accumulating, is buying and growing versus buying and holding, where you get stored value, strong upside potential, because this war is going to be a commodities war. That's all these countries are talking about is commodities. We have commodities. We don't want the United States. This is what these countries are saying. This is strong upside potential and getting in for under, pennies on a dollar. Things we use on a daily basis. So what will the demand be? Mining people is different from taking your cash. Look at these portfolio. Look at these licenses. These people never have to work. You never have to work another day in your life. Once you got the software doing the work for you through a store of value. And that was make the difference. Cryptocurrencies are broken down into 3 sectors: NFTs, store of values, and meme coins. Right? All right. Yeah, it is bedtime. I didn't even know I was on live stream this long. It's been 2 hours. My voice is parched. It's time for me to go. All right. Staking crypto is different. Staking crypto, your money has to be held up like a money market account for a certain amount of time, 18 months, 6 months, and you're accumulating more crypto, and you don't have the power until that time period is over to liquidate that. And you're accumulating more crypto. You're not getting passive income that's working for you, the crypto rewards, because you're getting rewarded for helping verify the transaction. So that's not even it. Trying to do away with it. You're only getting more of the crypto. You might have to stake it for 12 months, 18 months, right? It's held up. You can't move it. You have no control. You can't liquidate it till the time is up. Canned goods, commodities. Yep. Okay, you all. I thoroughly enjoyed you. See you on the next live stream. Let's get prepared for the greatest wealth transfer in human history. Get your mind right. Get your money right. Let go of your BS, your belief system, and take opportunity or react when opportunity presents itself to prepare yourself for this great wealth transfer, right? If you want to do XDC, if you want to do, I don't care, XRP, you want to do XLM, do that. I have those too, but I also have passive crypto linked commodities income because I know where this crypto commodities market is going to go and it's going to explode. All right, thank you all. I was not planning on being on 2 hours. You all have a great night. Peace. Queen out.